On show 485, VW and Minis seen naked, all-electric ferries and the world's biggest EV charging station. Well, those stories and many more coming up on the programme today. If you're new to us, welcome along. There's always someone new, I'm guessing. If you're a regular listener, thank you for making me part of your routine. Good morning, good afternoon, heck, good evening, wherever you are in the world, whatever you're doing, whatever you are up to while listening to the podcast, welcome to EV News Daily. That's right, daily news about electric cars. It's Tuesday, the 28th of May edition. My name is Martyn. Nice to meet you. I go through every EV story that I can find a day and then try and save you time, and hopefully it's time well spent. By the way, if you don't follow myev.com on Instagram, on Twitter, well worth following. You never know what you might pick up and learn. They are the world's first marketplace, all about buying and selling only electric cars and learning about them along the way. And this is the kicker. Learning about them along the way means them putting together a database of every car that you can buy online right now in the US in 2019 and all of the different vehicles that you can get and all the details about them as well. So, how long is the so-and-so compared to the battery size of the so-and-so? Like, that's genuinely, they've listed everything. So whether it's the Audi E-Tron, and you think, well, what's that going to run me? Like, what's the list price of the E-Tron? Yep. What's the range of the BMW i3S? What's the battery size of a Chevy Bolt EV? Do you know what I mean? This is so useful for me anyway, just to kind of go in there and remind myself of all the cars in the US that you can get and all of the specs, 0 to 60 power, the credit that still you get, the federal tax credit. Of course, some of those have started to taper down now. If you're talking Teslas, for instance, and like the Chevy Bolt, taper down started on that. So check out myev.com, click on research at the top, and I think if you like me, you find this a really interesting page. Let's get into the news today then. And Honda are set to give their cute little Honda E electric vehicle side cameras. They're finally coming. Boy, we've waited for sci-fi to catch up with what we all wanted. Although I must say, before we get into this, in the markets where they are allowed, Honda E electric vehicle is going to be fitted with cameras, not door mirrors, on every variant. Going to come on every variant. You know, like on the Audi e-tron, you can spec it up. You're going to pay more, right? It's coming on every variant. Honda confirmed today. First revealed back in September 2017. Then it was called the Urban EV concept. The Honda E, it's a rear-wheel drive hatchback designed to fit in the same space as the Renault Zoe and the cars that are coming, by the way, in that space, the Peugeot E208, the Vauxhall Corsa E. Unlike the Zoe, however, the brand new Honda will get retro styling, a really high-tech cabin, because let's face it, my little Zoe is hardly high-tech inside. Cutting-edge mirror technology, says Motor1.com. Well, the so-called side camera mirror system is similar to the virtual door mirrors seen on top-of-the-range versions of the Audi e-tron. It uses rear-facing cameras and small screens in the cabin to show drivers the view down the car's flanks. In the case of the Honda, the cameras sit in housings below the window line with their images fed back to 6-inch screens at either end of the dashboard. Well, the advantages don't stop there. Honda also notes the cameras are more aerodynamic than conventional mirrors and improving the car's efficiency, improving the car's range. That's what we want for EVs. And then there's safety. You can choose the normal view or the wide view. For the driver to select the wide view will reduce blind spots. Even the normal view provides 10% more than a normal mirror. So Honda is planning to integrate the reversing camera systems as well with the mirrors. Now this is clever. This is some smart thinking. They're going to be projecting guidelines onto those 6-inch displays to help drivers maneuver when reversing and to prevent the cameras becoming clouded by water or dirt. They've got specially designed housings. It'll stop water droplets appearing on the lens, and they'll have a water-repellent coating as well. And I'll put a link, if you want to find out more, to Motor1.com in the show notes. Brilliant, Honda. Well done. Moving on to Nissan North America is switching gears to convey the emotional experience of driving its new Leaf Plus, the long-range electric car. Rather than leaning too heavily on the specs, a new campaign features a driver who can fly, literally, she sprouts wings, says the industry website Adage. Well, the new Nissan Leaf campaign is the first featuring the Leaf Plus. It debuted at CES back in January, and it's beginning to hit showrooms in recent weeks. Since the Nissan Leaf launched back in 2010, much of the marketing has been around the features. Even when they launched the 40 kilowatt hour Leaf, the new Leaf, if I can call it that, they even then focused on things like e-pedal and the tech that they were putting in there. Not so much anymore now. Now it's all about the storytelling and the emotions. Short customer testimonial videos highlighting the vehicle's features, like one-pedal driving and the driver assistance technology, are going to be posted though, but they'll be done on social media at a later date, and I'll put a link to Adage in the show notes for you. The Chinese startup NIO has indefinitely delayed its upcoming electric sedan, just 6 weeks after unveiling a concept version of the car at the Shanghai Auto Show, says the Verge website. They say that the news comes as the startup released unaudited financial results for the first quarter of 2019. It shows NIO lost $390 million as deliveries of its ES8 electric SUV dropped to 3,989, down from almost 8,000 at the end of last year. Well, NIO's not previously set a ship date for the sedan known as the ET7, but the company's founder and CEO, Martyn Lee, said it's postponed the sedan for now during an investor call, which happened earlier today. I should add, by the way, of course, sedans in some parts of the world, like the US market, hardly they don't touch the things like truck sales. But in China, sedan sales, about half the market, I believe. I need to check my numbers on that. However, a hugely important segment making those sedans, but NIO not cancelling, simply postponed. After being converted at the Master Marine Shipyard in Bayou La Batre, Alabama, the Gee's Bend ferry is now returning to service, being the US's the first ever zero-emission, electrically powered passenger and car ferry. And like I say, that's in the USA. The boat's going to operate now with no emissions, no noise, and reduced operating costs, according to the website safetyforsea.com. It's a 15-vehicle and 132-passenger ferry. It operates on the Alabama River between Camden and Boykin, Alabama. And congratulations to the team there for being first in the US for making an electric ferry. The first, I imagine, of many. It's better for the environment, it's a nicer experience, and you save money. Why wouldn't you convert all of your old ferries to electric? Here in the UK, an energy company called Centrica has launched a new electric vehicle service. It's designed to help businesses in the transition towards electrifying their fleet, says Utility Week. Well, companies will be offered solar panels and batteries to allow them to meet the additional power demands of new charging points. Moreover, customers can integrate their EV chargers with existing energy infrastructure, and they can access local, what they call energy management services. In other words, they're ensuring that they're managing their growing fleet in the smartest, most efficient way. Well, Utility Week say that recent research carried out by Centrica has shown that more than 75% of businesses are planning to introduce EVs into their fleets. And like I say, it's all about total cost of ownership and total cost of operation. So if you can lease a vehicle for your business, and over the 2, 3, 5 year, whatever you're projecting these things on, if it's cheaper to drive electric, maybe there's some work to do on the route your drivers do and where you'll be charging. But look, if it's cheaper, you'll do it. There's no emotion in fleets. Like you and I are emotional about the cars that sit in our driveways, and our hearts rule our head. We try and say it doesn't, and you and I think that we are logical people and we're making buying decisions and we know what we're doing. Heck, it's pure emotion. It is, isn't it? When you buy a car, it is down to emotion, unless you hate driving. And you and I don't. So, we like our cars, and therefore it's emotion. Businesses do not care about the badge on the front. They care about the bottom line. What's the number in the bottom right of that spreadsheet? EVs can just save you money, and they can operate so much more cheaply. That's why 75% of businesses are planning to introduce EVs. However, over half, 57% in this survey of those businesses hadn't considered the full implications of what it could mean in terms of the energy demands, either where those vehicles are charged en route, back at base, or if those vehicles are taken home to their employees' houses overnight, as many are. I'm going to put a link to Utility Week in the show notes for you to read. a little bit more. Let's talk Mini. Mini Cooper SE. That has been caught testing. Spotted being staged for an official photo shoot. Some eagle-eyed people took the photos and put them online. It gives us a completely undisguised look at BMW's subsidiary Mini, their first entry into the all-electric market. Well, all right. If I'm being pedantic, it's not their first entry into the all-electric market. Yes, 10 years ago, there was a Mini. There's a few hundred of them, less than 500, I think, and you could lease one, and it was their first little having a play with electric vehicles. You know, what's kind of depressing is the battery size on that 10 years ago. Pretty much the same as the battery size on the Mini they're releasing as a 2020 model. Especially with the fact that it's built on existing technology. Left Lane News says that at the heart of the new Mini is the 34 kilowatt hour battery pack, and according to early reports, Mini's going to deliver roughly the same range as the BMW i3, so maybe that's 110 to 115 miles. All said, Mini promises to deliver one thing that many compact EVs can't, and that is driving fun. At £3,000, not as nimble as the gas-powered Cooper, but the SE at least can match the convertible's weight. Should be a lot of fun. It's a small car, so where are you going to hide any more than 34 kilowatt hours of battery? But this is difficult, right? Because this is a podcast all about EVs and the fact that I'm so excited, you and I are so excited about the fact that this year, next year is a turning point. This is a once in a generation, once in 100 years, where our transport moves from mining and burning things to electrified transport. We're living through this right now. We can look back at these days one day and go, wow, that's crazy. And so I'm pumped about EVs. I hate talking them down, but I'm going to mention things that sometimes don't always add up in my brain. The Mini SE, the Mini Cooper SE, does use the same existing tech as what's in the BMW i3. That's not the newest tech that BMW has access to. There is a new generation of BMW EV technology, powertrain technology, battery technology, and they could, if they wanted to, make this very, very forward-facing car a real cutting-edge technology. They're not. They're going with tried and true, tried and tested. There's arguments for that as well. I get it. I'm kind of disappointed this Mini comes out next year. Maybe we'll get it this year. And already, it feels kind of old. Like I say, I'm not criticising. I just wish that maybe they'd used something slightly newer than the i3 technology, which has been around a long time now. Whereas the i3 styling, for instance, I still think it still looks like a cutting edge car. It's still, and in many ways it is. The i3 is still built out of carbon fibre, the reinforced polymer plastic thing. I don't know exactly what it's called in those terms, but let's call it carbon fibre. Let's talk VW ID3. We all thought it was going to be called the Neo. Nope, it's called the ID3. But don't forget that Neo word, by the way. There will be another EV using that name, and it won't be from VW. Well, Volkswagen is working to bring to market the VW ID3, not Neo. The electric hatchback as their first mass market, next-gen electric car, and prototypes have now been spotted in the wild, says Fred at Electric. With the launch of pre-orders, VW released images of the new prototype in this weird kind of purpley pink camouflage, and you're expected to pre-order your car. 15,000 people so far have done, based purely on seeing that weird pinky purple camouflage car. Furthermore, different ID3 electric hatchback prototypes with more traditional camouflage have now been seen in the wild, spotted at an Ionity charging station in Saxony area. And pictures have been posted by Michael Roth via eMobili. Interestingly, the prototypes have been camouflaged to look like Nissan vehicles. So what they've done is they've taken the front grille of the Nissan Leaf and put it on the front of the VW ID3, because most of the camouflage is off this car. You get a much better sense than... I mean, I've seen some people try and do photoshops by taking the camouflage picture, the pinky purple one, and making the ID3... Top Gear did one, I think I saw. But this is really interesting to look at these pictures. And they've put the Nissan grille on the front to try and throw people off the scent. You've got to get up pretty early in the AM to outfox this podcast. Let's finish off with a really positive story. The world's largest electric vehicle charging station is operational. And of course it's in China. Of course it's in Shenzhen. Do you want a little wager between you and I? A little wager of how many chargers they've got there? Here we go. The largest EV charging station in the world is reportedly now situated in Shenzhen. According to Sina Auto, the past week, 172 fast chargers were added. Yeah, that's not the total. That's how many chargers they added by Southern Power Grid in collaboration with BYD, rounding out the total to 637 fast chargers. It's in the Longhua district, says that'smags.com, one of the Chinese industries and commodities researchers that tweeted about the, I was going to call it supercharging station, the fast charging station. They're able to service 5,000 vehicles a day at the moment. They're using on average 160 megawatt hours of energy. Zoinks. 70 of the newly constructed charging poles are 60 kilowatt chargers and can accommodate any type of EV. Although if it's China, there's me guessing that it's going to be using the GBT plug, not CHAdeMO or CCS. But that's not bad. You know, if I turn up to a charger, there's a couple there. I think I'm lucky here in the UK. And I'm not a Tesla owner. If you're a Tesla owner and you turn up and there's a supercharging station of 8, 10, 14... you're doing well. In China, you turn up and there are 637 fast chargers. Trust China. All right, let's move on. Question of the week this week. It's brilliant. Set by myev.com. What would your dream job in the EV industry be and why? You can email me, hello@evnewsdaily.com. That's hello@evnewsdaily.com. Leave a comment on Facebook and YouTube. Well, time for the endy bit. With the addition of our new partners, tryev.com yesterday, there's now 216 patrons of the podcast, and thank you everyone for keeping us going and funding this show. If you want to get any of the 484 previous shows online, you can right now. Subscribe for the new ones as well to get them first and free and automatically. And if you want to leave a little review, well, I don't know if you want to, but I'd love you to. It really helps out. Come and say hi on the socials by searching EV News Daily. Have a wonderful day. I'll catch you tomorrow. And remember, there is no such thing as a self-charging hybrid.